Back on the road again, and I couldn't be more excited. Another adventure, another unknown destination, and who knows what surprises today has in store. The plan is simple. Find a remote forestry site, have a much needed campfire, and soak in the peace and quiet. But in van life, plans are just ideas, and nature always has the final say. And to top it off, I think I might have a leak in the van. Man, so we haven't even been driving for 20-25 minutes, and we are already into some very beautiful scenery here. Well, we're on another adventure. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. So far, my day is pretty fabulous. Yeah, I can't believe it. That looks like fresh snow. The roads are a little bit wet, and my van is getting a little dirty. She's a dirty, dirty girl. That's okay. That's just the way I like her. Nice and dirty. Okay. We are heading up the road to look for another camp spot. Another beautiful scenic camp spot. Now, I don't expect to get as good as the other video the other day, but we are going to try. And this will be our last little adventure in this area. And I must say, I'm pretty impressed with this area. I really like it. And it is in my top areas of places that I would love to live in the future. Maybe. I'm going to put maybe because I can always find better places. But the fact that I'm only like, a few hours away from sturgeon territory, and there's so much mountain biking and hiking and trails to explore, and not to mention, if I ever trade this up and get like a little Toyota, throw a bed in the back just to do some overlanding, some 4x4ing, that would be totally ideal. And this would be a definite area to come to. Not to mention, if I ever bought like a pretty decent sized boat with a bed in its side, you have like so many little islands that you can go to within a reasonable amount of time if you got a fair sized, decent sized boat engine. So yeah, this place is definitely awesome. And the fresh snow just makes it like so amazing. That's got to be well over 2,000 feet for sure. Okay guys, let's hit the road. We're heading down a muddy forestry road, pushing deeper into the wilderness. The path narrows, mostly unmaintained and rocky. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Just the perfect amount of ruggedness that requires a little bit of skill to navigate the rocky landscape. A place far from everything, a place to call home. This is a cool area. Got the sound of the creek going. Ah, it's beautiful. There's no way I can get my van down. It would be a nice little spot to have a picnic. Relax. Yeah, so far this road isn't too bad. I've come across my first logging truck, but I wasn't on the road. So I wonder if I can quickly Google how to set up the frequencies on my radio, but I don't even remember what the frequency was. It did say back there, but it's not one of the resource roads, which is weird. Like, I'm on the channel that this area is on, and I don't hear any radio traffic, Yeah, I could get my van in here, but there's a couple low-hanging branches. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll call it. And it gets a little hairy right here. That's might need bigger tire to get in here. Some 35s or something. That way I'm not dragging like shock mountain stuff, but yeah. All right, let's go see what life has in store for me for the rest of the day. There's just like so many like little hidden spots you can go explore here. It's pretty cool. It's quite interesting. Oh, that's cool. Looks like the water just drops right off. Right there. Huh. It's just a big drop off right there. kind of neat. I think you could jump right off that. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a good like 6 feet, 8 feet maybe. Maybe even deeper than that. That is a nice little cliff spot. Man, this would be an awesome place to stop and go for a swim. What? I think the kids would like this kind of a spot. Being able to jump in the water like that from over there. I didn't even see that. Look at that, eh? Huh. Yeah, if you could find a nice, easy way up there, that's a good spot to jump in. Man, this is cool. I like this spot. So I may transition into not mentioning where I am specifically in the video, besides the fact that I'm in, you know, an hour and a half drive of Powell River. I think that's all the information I might give you. So I'm gonna head up to a forestry site, and I'm gonna go to an unknown lake, and I might not tell you what that lake is called, just in respect of like keeping these places nice and clean, even though some of them have already been trashed. Like that one spot we hung out the other day, there was just nails everywhere. But there's not much I can do about it, and if you guys really wanted to know where I am, it would take a little bit of investigative work. You know, hop into Google Earth and you'd be able to figure out where I am. But so yeah, I just made the personal decision the other day. I was like, maybe I should stop mentioning like exactly where I'm going, especially when I'm going out in some of these remote locations. They're just amazing. Unless they're like super popular, I'll mention like the towns that I'm in and areas that I might explore that are popular, like provincial parks. I'll probably mention the names of provincial parks, but other than that, I think I might keep the rest of my travels a little bit more secret and undisclosed locations and stuff like that, because I don't want them to be overrun for the next time I come in, and I want to hang out there again, you know? Let's hit the road and go see what else we can find on this trail. It's a pretty fun little road.
My first goal, enjoy the scenery along the way. Find potential spots that I could camp if things don't go as planned. My second goal, find a fire pit and hopefully get a fire going. This might be my last chance in the area before heading further south along the coastal drive towards Squamish. The forecast isn't looking too promising, but maybe, just maybe, Mother Nature will cut us a break. But as I get closer, the rain starts falling, light at first, then heavier and heavier throughout the day, until my entire plan is washed away. It would be nice to come back here in the future with my bike. The trails here go on for days, winding through the mountains, where you can camp along different locations along the way. And if you had a boat, the islands nearby could be a whole other adventure on their own. The Fraser River isn't too far away either, making this place a dream spot, a taste of deep wilderness without the rush of the millions living in the Fraser Valley. Today, the goal is to find a forestry site, way off in the bush, hard to reach, no light pollution, the kind of place where you get a real shot at a beautiful night sky.
Man, this would be a beautiful spot if only there was a few more feet. Like, I could get the van down here and I wouldn't have any problems getting out, but there's just no room. Like, look at that. Like, my van would take up this entire space and I'd be tucked under the trees. Yeah, this would be awesome, but yeah, can't quite fit. We's a little fat. We's a little fat pig. Wow. Look at all this driftwood. It's insane. Well, we're just around the corner from our forestry site, so let's head back up this hill. The randomest things you find. That is not a 22 bullet. That is like a half a 22 bullet. Because usually I think the shells are a little longer than that for a 22. And this is just like a short 22 bullet, but interesting. One of these days I'm gonna have to get my pal. If I ever had a chance to go on like a guided hunting tour or something, I would totally go out and learn how to do that. Especially the cleaning part and everything else. Because I'd like to learn how to, butcher my own, harvest my own, live off the land. All right, let's hit the road. All right, guys, we'll see you at the forestry site. Waterfall after waterfall after waterfall, over dozens of them, some barely a few feet apart. The vibe here is a lot like Vancouver Island, coastal, rugged. It feels like home. But just as I think I found the perfect spot, the storm rolls in, covering my plans in a thick blanket of clouds. Finally, we made it. A stunning view of the mountain tops, dusted with fresh snow. The rain isn't too far behind. The wind picks up, and within an hour, the storm takes over. That is unbelievable, guys. That's ridiculous. That's such a nice little view. And it's going to be mine, probably for a couple days. Why not? Let's just hang out here for a couple days. I wish the sun would come out, because then I could boil some water, make a campfire, build a hot tub, pull up some water from the lake. Yeah, this is such a beautiful spot. Fabulous. I've got a huge panoramic view of this mountainside here. And it's just right. I'm super happy with it, but if there's a little bit better, then we'll take the chance and we'll hop over and we'll enjoy a better view. But yeah, that creek over there, some fast flowing water. We'll go check out that creek over there so you guys can enjoy the view with a little bit of music. All right, let's go check this place out. Yeah, some of the best places I've found so far have been tucked in valleys like this. Because there's no way you can get a road easily across that mountain range. The road past here is being deactivated. The road into here, well, it takes a couple hours for sure. Especially when you're driving something like I am. But if you're driving like a little Toyota or something, you could probably do it half the time. Alright guys, we're gonna hop back in the van and we'll relax for a little while.
Just in time, I crawl into the van, cozy and dry, as the rain pelts against the window shield.
just enough to cover the bottom layer. Not much, but that's all you really need. It's been raining out like for a little while, and well, I didn't want to end today's video just arriving at the campsite, not doing anything, because I was hoping to have, you know, a campfire. And I remembered I have these cinnamon buns in the fridge. I figured probably should get eaten. Got the oven going. We're pretty close to temperature. Set that off to the... Whoa! Careful. Drop things on the floor. Cooking with Spiike, or bacon with Spiike in the van. What I wanted to do is I wanted to sprinkle a little bit of like a layer of cinnamon on top of the apple, and then we'll take these cinnamon buns, pop them on top. We did it. It fits. Yeah, it's so dry in my van that my cutting board is splitting here, here, and here. Like it's separated. That's how. Oh yeah, and here. So it's separating my cutting board. It's so dry in here, despite the fact that I've put mineral oil on this cutting board as per the directions, but I don't think it was meant to be used in 30% humidity. Like it's like a desert in my van half the time. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little more cinnamon to our goodness. Brown sugar. I guarantee it's harder than a rock. It's not that bad. Okay, that's probably way too much. Okay, got my extra ingredients. Got apple slices on the bottom, cinnamon bun on top, a little extra cinnamon powder, and then we'll throw it in the oven. It's 409. What are we at? What are we supposed to be at? I think it's 350. Oopsie. Oh, that's okay. Coffee's ready, sir. A little dash of cream. Okay, it should be ready in 20 minutes. So we'll set a timer for 20 minutes. Boom, 20 minutes. And then we'll put the icing on it and we'll enjoy a nice little snack after dinner. We'll see you guys when the timer goes off. We somehow formed a leak in the van in the most weirdest, strangest spot. Oh, not sure exactly how to fix that. It seems like water's collecting above the weather stripping on the outside. And then when it fills up, this is exactly where it comes out. Drips under the door and gets inside. Deal with that in a second. First, I'm gonna pop this out of the oven. The timer went off about 5 minutes ago. I've just been watching this to see whether I'm gonna have a big leak on my hands now. Now I'm pretty sure this is cooked. Put it in for an extra 5 minutes. Let's see. Alright, there you go. Cinnamon buns in the van again on a rainy day with a new leak. That's van life for you. When everything's going right, you have to expect something to go wrong, right? So, but hopefully I'm prepared and I can fix that. Alright, let's see what we can do about that. I'm gonna put this off to the side, let it cool down, and 5 or 10, maybe 20 minutes, I'll break one out and we'll give it a try. I'm excited. It looks so good. Okay, I'm going to see if I can pull out that weather stripping. Okay, I found it. Let's see if we can get a piece on there somehow. Cutting that piece. Oh, it's dripping again. Well, I think it's in a spot that I can deal with it because it's just dripping down here in the step. It's not hitting this garbage can, hitting this floor. 'Cause if this gets wet, then I'll have to throw it away and get a new one. But if a couple water drops get here, the heater will dry it out pretty quick. But when it hits that step, it just drains out the door. So that's why I built the water system here, because if I spill a little bit of water, this fails or anything like that, the water will just go out the front door. I don't have to worry about water inside the van because there's no running water. That's always the bonus of how I design my van, so that way if there's any leaks or any water or anything like that, hopefully I can get rid of it quickly. That was unexpected, so it looks like I might just need a new weather seal, or like a new weather stripping rubber seal kit or something. I don't know. I'll look into it, see what I can find. But yeah, leaky van today. Leaky van. Let's give this cinnamon buns a try. I'm excited.
That's it for today's adventure. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up,
Let's try this baby out.
and click the bell icon so you don't miss the next one.
It looks so good.
See you down the road.
It is raining like crazy out there. That apple was definitely a nice touch. Just a little slice of apple with a piece like this, and it's like, oh, it's so good. It was a very good suggestion. Thank you, Mom. I fixed the leak. It's not dripping. I was expecting to just drip by now. It hasn't shown up yet. Cool. Well, that problem is temporarily solved. We get a break in the weather tomorrow. Maybe I'll try and get out there and I'll clean it well and we'll apply it dry. And I've got isopropyl in the van here. I can make sure it's super clean for a good super adhesion, because I've got the same stuff in the back running along the back door, because there was a little air breeze coming up through the back door, so I sealed it off. So the back door, there's no air, or there's very, very little air coming through. Instead of checking this out on a second day, I'm gonna wrap up this video right now. Till next time, see you in the next one. Peace out.